Yeah, you just released a new album, Solid Ground, it's like almost 10 years ago you started the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you, if you look back, what were the particular reasons? Did you have an idea when you started the band? Exactly what you wanted to do?
Yeah, well, in late 1998, Shannon Williams, our previous bass player, and Rich Christie, previous drummer, wanted to start a kind of a dub reggae kind of a band. They were having fun. It was all about fun and just getting some music together, and not very serious at that stage. And so they started a drums and bass dub band, and these were my friends, and I played and said, oh, I'd like to play guitar, so we started. And I had some songs, so we started writing some songs and experimenting. But it wasn't until really 2 years later, when we released our first album, that the band really existed as a professional band with different 7, 8 members, some special guests on brass, trumpet or saxophone. So it wasn't until we released Keep On Pushing, which I think was 2001, the very end of 2001. We wanted to put 2001 on there. Well, just because we'd finished it in 2000, but we really released it the 1st of January 2001 kind of thing. So that's when the band became a solid band, and yeah, the idea was there was no bands around in New Zealand playing dub music, playing really much funk or a mixture of the two things, ska music, rock steady style. So we just were passionate about roots reggae, classic authentic ska and those kind of things, and we wanted to do our own Kiwi version, I guess, of that, and long jams and experiment and these kind of things. So initially we wanted to be a bit more of a party kind of a band, and that's what we were at those early stages.
Yeah. What was which you already wrote songs? What was the first music that inspired you to start writing?
Yeah, as a young person, when I was about 10 years old, I got a guitar and started wanting to be Jimi Hendrix and start practicing guitar, and I was really into rock and roll really then, literally old school rock and roll, and people like Jimi Hendrix. So those kind of people inspired me to want to play music, and a teacher at school introduced me to guitar and playing rock and roll, and so that was very inspiring. And then later discovering that I really loved reggae music. I didn't know this when I was younger, and then I started discovering that. I started with Mali, of course, and then just started getting deeper and deeper into the world of reggae music, and because I could hear it in some of the English music that was coming out, some of the dub of the 90s, like On You Sound, all the On You Sound stuff, and Dub Syndicate, The Orb, bands like this. And then Lee Perry and Massive Attack did an album, and Protection, and so it was starting to come through in this 90s downbeat sound. But I started looking into roots reggae and 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s stuff. So yeah, there are DJs and certain sound systems in New Zealand that that I was listening to and learning from. So that inspired the move towards, I guess, trying to make reggae and ska and that kind of music.